Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
Tusculum Pioneers take a huge lead against the FCS football championship subdivision, Western Carolina Catamounts, 44-14 at the end of 3 quarters. Let's go to the 4th quarter right now and take a look at your highlights presented by Andrew Johnson Bank.
It's a great feeling, Brian, to be up 44-14 starting the 4th quarter, but I'm telling you, I didn't think it was over, and we're still trying to play hard, and we still got our starters out there on the field, and they're still believing. Here's a big run by their quarterback, who I thought really came in and did well for them after they replaced their starter and got Brandeis in the game. He threw it around a little bit, and we're starting to miss tackles. You know, our defensive kids just didn't finish what we started. I think offensively we kept the foot on the gas pedal, but defensively we weren't able to finish what we started, and that's why they were able to score a few touchdowns here late in the game.
I like the fact that you still got to the quarterback, though, David Little, Brian Alexander. Brian Alexander's a name that's a guy that didn't play a whole lot last year, but boy, he made a name for himself in this game. I know Boomer was a little bit banged up. Boomer finished us with 4. In this game, Brian Alexander, 6 stops, career best for him. And you make that stop on 4th down, and Bo Cordell finds maybe the fastest player on that field last night.
He's one of the fastest, I'll guarantee you that. Xavion Smith there makes a great catch, and his first catch as a Pioneer is a touchdown from 70-plus yards, and a good fake up front, good protection by our offensive lineman, and Bo makes a good throw, probably a great throw is a better way of saying it, and then Xavion just does the rest. He catches it and takes off, and I'm not sure we have many people that could have scored from here because that gentleman behind him there is going to catch him, but Xavion sort of kicks it in extra gear there and gets in the zone, and happy for those kids. He is so excited, and he will be a name that we need to remember for the future because he's going to be a special football player.
Smith and that was 73-yarder, is the 12th longest in school history, finishing with the touchdown right there. Bo Cordell obviously last year hit a 77-yarder as well, one and also in the game versus Urbana. Defensively for the Pioneers, Luke Harris led all players with 10 tackles, had 7 solo stops. Jason Muelling, 7 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble. And Brian Alexander with 6 stops. Rashawn Harris, Lorante Archie, Dylan Wilker, Patron Beckton, Zach Norman each had 5. So you see a lot of guys on defense. They score some points late in this contest, go for 2 and get a couple of 2-point conversions, do a couple of onside kicks. They never quit. They never died. And the lightning storm came, and then all of a sudden another aspect of the game I've never been involved with. We ended the game with 2:39 to play just because of the weather.
We did. We played some young players there, Brian, as the game was going on there toward the 4th quarter. But still, those young players have got to play better. We've got to find a way to stop our opponents, and then we get down there, and Gareth ends up going on the field and making another field goal, fortunately for him. And then the weather. We never got wet, which is crazy. It lightninged all around us, and never rained on us, and administration had to make a decision with 2:39 to go. We took a little break, and then both the ADs decided that it was too dangerous to try to continue to finish the game in the circumstances we were in. So, again, hats off to our kids. Played phenomenal. Western Carolina's got a great place, and we got to go back over there next year, so I'm sure they're already talking about that. We got to be ready to play again, but great win for our program. Just happy for our kids.
Tusculum Pioneers win at 54-30. They take down Western Carolina for the first time in program history since the modern era of football. Their first official visit to the Catamounts at Whitmire Stadium. So in the Frankie DeBusk era, 1-0 against Western Carolina. Now 9-4 all time against FCS opponents since 1998. When we come back, we'll have a look at our players of the week. Also a little bit more of the Frankie DeBusk show when we come back right after this.
And he's just going to air it out, and he's got a man. Xavion Smith, complete 35-30. No one will catch him, or will they? 20 to the 10, to the 5, to the house. Touchdown, Pioneers! Touchdown, Xavion Smith for Tusculum. The best deal in the neighborhood just got better, with more to love on the 2 for $20 meal, only at Applebee's. Applebee's is a proud sponsor of the Frankie DeBusk TV show and side of the Frankie DeBusk radio show. Applebee's on the bypass in Greenville. There's no place like the neighborhood. Andrew Johnson Bank is home-owned and operated with full-service banking, online banking, and bill pay with 4 convenient locations in Greenville, plus locations in Morristown and Jonesboro. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Laughlin Memorial Hospital provides innovative, caring, compassionate service to their patients and the community through integrity and honesty in all that they do. Laughlin Memorial Hospital in Greenville since 1939. Whatever you do, do it well. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo proudly serves Tusculum College and supports Pioneer football. Sodexo, making every day a better day.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
The Tusculum Pioneers knock off Western Carolina by a final of 54-30, scoring 50 points. First time in a couple of years, number one for the Tusculum Pioneers. Western Carolina as well, I should say, that they had scored over 27 points in the last 8 years. They get 30 points on Tusculum Saturday. Tusculum goes to 9-4 all-time against the FCS since 1998, and they're off to a 3-0 start, which is their best since 2002 and the 7th time in program history that they have started at 3-0, and that's a lot of history. Well, in the game with a lot of numbers, a lot of points scored, obviously there were some players who made some pretty special plays. Let's meet them right now with our Players of the Week. We'll start on offense. 2 players for the Creekside Offensive Player of the Week. Bo Cordell, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, from Indian Hill High School. Interesting to note, has been named the South Atlantic Conference Offensive Player of the Week 2 prior weeks. Wasn't even the team best player, but that's the expectation, I believe, for Bo Cordell. This week, another South Atlantic Conference Offensive Player of the Week and the Tusculum Offensive Player. 25 of 45, 410 yards, tying a career best 4 touchdowns along of 73. Deontay Gist, what a last 2 weeks he has had. The junior from Welford, South Carolina, out of Burns High School. 6 catches, 141 yards, along of 49, now averaging a league best 120 yards receiving per contest. He has gone for a career best his last game, and now another backing it up with 141 yards. Our Grand Rental Station Defensive Player of the Week, Jason Muling, junior from Calhoun, Georgia, Calhoun High School, known as Mule to his teammates, finishes with 7 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, a fumble recovery, which resulted into his first career touchdown at Tusculum College, a 60-yard fumble return. Our Green Coach Tour Special Teams Player of the Week, Gareth Rowlands, the senior out of Benlick, Wales, out of the King's Academy here in the state of Tennessee. Ties a career best with 12 points in the game, 6 of 6 in point afters. Did not have a chance to attempt 7 of 7, or possibly could have had a new career best in points. Was 2 for 2 in field goals and a long of 45. Our call of the game, Justin Arrington's 90-yard fumble recovery.
Alexander goes in motion from the right side. The ball is on the ground. It's loose. It's picked up by the Pioneers at the 20, to the 30, to the 40, to midfield. Forget it. He'll go. Touchdown, Pioneers. Touchdown, Justin Arrington.
Let's take a look at the numbers in our post-game wrap-up. Net yards rushing for the Pioneers, 42. For Western, 82. Pioneers threw for 410 yards. Western threw for 396. The quarterbacks for Tusculum, 25 of 46. For Western, 27 of 51. Neither team threw an interception in the game. Total offense, Tusculum 70 of 452 yards on those 70 plays. For Western, 86 plays, 478 yards in the game. Third downs, Tusculum impressive, especially on 3rd and long. 8 of 16 for the game. Western was 5 of 17. And Tusculum in the red zone, 3 for 3, while Western finishes at 3 of 6. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. Look ahead to Urbana when the Frankie DeBusk Show continues.
Greenville Federal Bank, proudly celebrating 50 years of service in Greenville and Greene County. Greenville Federal Bank is banking made easy. Visit online at greenvillefederalbank.com. The best deal in the neighborhood just got better with more to love on the 2 for $20 meal only at Applebee's. Applebee's is a proud sponsor of the Frankie DeBusk TV show and side of the Frankie DeBusk radio show. Applebee's on the bypass in Greenville. There's no place like the neighborhood. Laughlin Memorial Hospital provides innovative, caring, compassionate service to their patients and the community through integrity and honesty in all that they do. Laughlin Memorial Hospital in Greenville since 1939. Whatever you do, do it well. Creekside Market has 3 locations in southern Greene County to serve. So while you're traveling to or from any game, stop by and pick up a Hunt Brothers Pizza for those football Friday nights or Saturday afternoons. Creekside Market just off the 107. Locations on the Asheville Highway, Camp Creek, and the Irwin Highway. Creekside Markets in Greene County.
Welcome back to the Frankie DeBusk Show. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Stayton.
So the Pioneers are off to a 3-0 start. Tusculum will take on Urbana this Saturday. The Tusculum Pioneers last Saturday knock off Western by a final of 54-30. We welcome back in Coach DeBusk. Well, that's we talked about Western. That game is over. You talked about the breaks that you got. Now you've got an Urbana team that will come in here at 1-1 on a Saturday at Pioneer Field. You get to return home and play in front of the home faithful.
Last year at this time, we were, I think, 0-3, traveling to Urbana, trying to find a way to get a win, digging for everything we could dig for. And I went up there thinking we had a great game plan, had a great opportunity to win. And now we're sitting here at 3-0, and Urbana's coming to our place. And I'm a whole lot more worried about this football game than I was last year. So they're going to come down here with the intent to win the game, and they have some athletes that can cause us a lot of problems. But I just hope our football team enjoyed the success that we've had.
Yep.
And goes back to work, and we try to find a way to get better, because you're only as good as your last win, and we got to go get another win. It's going to be a challenge for us, but very excited about being 3-0 and everything that's going on with our program. We got a tough opponent come Saturday in front of our home faithful.
Well, now the 24th ranked Tusculum Pioneers take on Urbana. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk is Tusculum ranked 24th in the country right now, off to that 3-0 start. Of course, you can tune into the game on Saturday, which will begin at noon. Kickoff will be at 1 o'clock from Pioneer Field, Tusculum versus Urbana, on AM 1450 WSMG and worldwide through TusculumPioneers.com. The Frankie DeBusk TV show is also up on the website through TusculumPioneers.com as well to watch archive shows also. Many thanks to Stacy McGill for shooting some pictures for us from Western Carolina, and some of the stills that you'll see during this show were courtesy of Stacy. Thanks to everybody who puts this show together. For Pioneer coach Frankie DeBusk, I'm Brian Stayton. Talk to you next week.
This has been the Frankie DeBusk Show with head coach Frankie DeBusk. The Frankie DeBusk Show, featuring coaches' interviews, player spotlights, highlights, and statistical breakdowns.
Brought to you in part by Greenville Federal Bank, celebrating 50 years of service in Greenville and Greene County. Applebee's, your neighborhood bar and grill. There's no place like the neighborhood. Laughlin Memorial Hospital, whatever you do, do it well. Sodexo, a world leader in food and facilities management services. Sodexo, making every day a better day. Your Greenville Light and Power System, serving Greenville and Greene County since 1945. Andrew Johnson Bank, a strong heritage, a stronger future. Home-owned and operated with locations in Morristown and Jonesboro. Green Coach Tours, celebrating their 65th anniversary. Grand Rental Station, anything you'll ever need to rent or buy. Consumer Credit Union, with 3 convenient locations in Greenville and Mossheim. Creekside Markets, don't pass by, stop by, with 3 locations in Greene County. Comcast Cable, call Comcast and ask about the Comcast Triple Play, TV, internet, and phone. Comcast.
The Frankie DeBusk Show is a special presentation of the Pioneer Sports Network.